Hello everyone. This part I'm actually cover some little stuff here. We'll try to cover more type of the data in Python and also how we can organize the code with functions. Okay, let's go to and previously we covered type of data. We covered the list. Remember how we're using the list to loop through the list using the for loop, and now we have. Remember, we're also using the age as example that returning the false and in two is called Booleans type of data. So Boolean in value actually either is a true or false, right? Boolean values are returned from a comparison function, the equal, less than, greater than, right? So the one that we're using, like the greater than 18 as adult, that's how it's return you, but it actually return you the Boolean type. And so you can write true or false in Python to refer Boolean directly. So you can actually assign true or false to a variable, which is would define as a Boolean type. And also you can using a type of data none. So none is a special data type that indicate the option of the information. None is often used to indicate that variable hasn't been set yet. When treated as a Boolean, none is the same as a false. See that? So I'm going to give you some example that like what that mean here and the type of the none. Let me just write some simple example here. So now you can do like remember we just covered the function. Let's say hello, a name. Okay, you can default their name if you don't know. We just put none. It's actually a data type. Okay, right? Just put the data type, and then if name equal to none, then you can do something to it. You can say whatever name. Then I just convert it when you put that in there. This is actually string now. So the name now is defined as string once you assign a value to it. So hello, right? And you can do saying some thing here, say plus the name, right? So that way, initially, of course, I didn't call the function. This is actually a function. So when you're saying hello, why are you always spelling the hello wrong? I apologize that. So right here, you say hello, it will call this function. Initially, the name is defined none, which is false. There's nothing do that. So you comparing it is if it's nothing's passed actually, you just cite it as a string and then pin it out. Or you can also just cite it so that you will. So I have to put this on in here, otherwise it would print. It would not print anything. So right here, oh, I have to put a close parenthesis here. There you go. How you organize your code with functions. So I'm going to give you some example here in the real world labs. Let's get started here. So I'm going to do the first one, which is the bad example, how you do it. It's not really a bad example. When you do it once, it's fine, but you want to reuse the code, right? So that's what our purpose is. See here, it's okay. I mean, it works here, right? You can see that you do input the radius, so the user can measure the radius of the circle and you can ask them to put it into your code, right, as an input. And then because the input function actually capture whatever the input from the user, they can default it as a string. So we have to do a flow that is converting the number into a flow. And then we do a power of 2, then 2 times power the radial power 2 and times the pi is the area of the circle, not square. Okay, so let me run this code here. It It will expecting you measure your radius, and then that we calculate your area, right? This is fine, but somehow when other people want to use it again, they have to retype these things again. We don't want to do that. That's not a good best practice, right? So let's do something more like more enhanced. Like so, let's using the function to organize it. So here's another function, right? So we have so this is the area of the circle, right? It's just three the pi times the radius, the power of 2. That is your function. That's going to return you that value. And all we have to do is call it, right? So first thing we have to get the input from the user first, right? This is, we can call it, and then you can actually apply all these out of calculation to it, right? So you just do the like converting. Remember the float? You have to convert it, and then you can just do 2 times the radius, the area of the circle, passing out the radius to the function. And what I did just print it out to see the result, right? Let me run it. All right, so let me see, 2.5. Expect the same result. See, and this way, now this is how the custom code you built. This is fine there, right? But this part, you can save it to a module, that py file, and save it somewhere else, and name it, let's maybe say a formula, things like that. And then in the future, you can reuse it and just do an import. So then the next topic, I'm going to talk about how to do modules, which you can use in your code. All right, I'll see you next time. Bye.